Hello, everybody. I'll take the baby bottle cap out of my mouth. Why, who's that young man there?
Who am I? I don't know who I am. I'm lost. Just kidding, it's Atreus. It's my new puppy, Atreus.
He's so sweet. He was going to kill Chad a second ago, but he's nice now. He's definitely going to jack you up. Everybody should watch on YouTube. That's good stuff. Great puppies are awesome. Welcome to episode 253 of Respawn Aim Fire. Look at us. We had a secret episode come out a couple days ago. Maybe check that out on YouTube. Yeah, awesome. Big news there. Welcome to Respawn Aim Fire, Kick-Ass Forever Gaming Podcast from Raffle Idiots. I'm one of your hosts. You know what? Actually, I'm going to introduce you first.
Oh, shit.
Today, we have with us the Challenger, coming out of San Francisco, weighing in at 179 pounds, Chad Michael Ennis.
Hey, what's up? It's me, the Challenger.
And in the other corner, your champion. He's the reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Adam Gumby. Here I am with my championship. I will cheat in this match to make sure I maintain the title. I refuse to lose it at WrestleMania. We're here. You can watch us live on twitch.tv/AffleBiddy Sunday evenings at 8:30. YouTube and podcast services at 9 a.m. And yes, we're recording when WrestleMania is going on. Night 2. There's too much wrestling.
Night. Is that the subtitle for the second night? Night 2. Too much wrestling.
Too much wrestling. It's
with the number 2.
Hours of wrestling.
Too much wrestling.
Way too much. Upcoming on today's non-wrestling related show, Spartacus news, a couple things from Nintendo.
Ooh.
Family plans and the death of a different family.
Oh.
Oof. But we're going to start with our main quest today. Another thing is dead, and it's called E3.
Oh, rip.
It sucks. This is from multiple stories from IGN, because this is a doozy. We're going to walk, all right? I'm going to put my championship belt on my shoulder. Okay. You're going to follow me like my crony, because I'm the champion and you follow me.
Okay.
Don't cash in your money in the bank on me. After previously canceling its in-person E3 2022 event, the ESA has now informed its partners there will be no digital event equivalent this year either, meaning E3 2022 has been fully canceled. So yeah, before they're like, we're not doing it in person. They're like, what about digital? We are not doing it in person. That's all they would say. But now it's gone completely. The news broke via tweet from Razer PR lead Will Powers, who said that an email had been sent out announcing the cancellation of a digital E3 event. IGN has independently verified the contents of the email as well. There's an update to the story, just besides the leaked email saying it's canceled. The ESA has shared an official statement with IGN confirming E3's 2022's cancellation and announced that E3 will return in 2023 with a reinvigorated showcase. I bet. We will devote all our energy and resources to delivering a revitalized physical and digital E3 experience next summer. Whether enjoyed from the show floor or your favorite devices, the 2023 showcase will bring the community, media, industry back together in an all-new format and interactive experience. We look forward to presenting E3 to fans around the world live from LA in 2023. The ESA added that the 2022 showcase had been canceled so the organization could, quote, focus its resources on the 2023 show. So before we get to the next part, I bet 2023 is going to happen. I'll put my house on that. But Chad, what do you think about, rip off the Band-Aid. Here we are.
Yeah, when they put all their cards on being in person, and then Delta and Omicron basically just screwed all of that up. The CEO of the ESA was like, or I don't even, do they even have a CEO, or I don't know. The head of the ESA was like, all right, y'all, we're going to go big in person. It's going to be the grand return to conventions, and everyone's going to be freaking in person. There's going to be influencers on the floor, and you can follow them on TikTok or whatever the bullshit they were going to have on there.
Absolutely.
And they put zero thought into a backup plan. That's exactly what this says to me. They put zero thought. So when it came out a couple months ago, they're like, hey, in person's canceled. There's no way we can scramble and put something together in 2-3 months in order to make this work. So that lets me know that they probably did plan to go all out for the in-person event, and is just a copy and paste into 2023. So they've probably got an entire year's worth of show prepped for 2023, and the logistics already planned out. It's just about, booking people and making sure they line up publishers and games. So I am excited for 2023. I will do everything in my power to go to E3 in 2023 because I want to go before it dies, and I'm sure it's going to die. So
you got one more chance.
This is their last chance. This is in Sekiro. Whenever you get like your little come back to life circles, this is the last one that they've got. So it doesn't surprise me, but I guarantee you they just went all in on physical and didn't even think about a backup plan.
Yeah, probably. I don't. We'll see how it goes, because even in the last couple years, E3s have been like less and less people, and it's sort of like, all right, we're close, but we're not technically part of you. Like, we're not going to pay you to. Like, people weren't paying to be on the show floor,
right?
So like, even the last time it was in person, Microsoft used to have. Everyone used to have a big booth, and the only one there was Microsoft. I don't remember if Sony had a booth. It's been so long, but even they were like, actually, our real stuff's over at the theater across the street, and they put what was their stream Mixer? They're like, there's a Mixer booth there because we just got the space, but we're not really here like that. So yeah, I hope that we get at least one more year so you can go. You're closer now, and I hope you enjoy it. Because I'd be kind of shocked if it happened next year, to be honest with you. I feel like it's at that point.
You know what's weird is that I feel like as I get older, or maybe just like the more and more exposure I have to video games and I explore what's in there, I feel like I would be excited to go, not really to play like the AAA things early, but rather to see all the other shit that's on the floor that nobody's reporting on and talking about, like all the indies, or all like check out the VR experiences and that kind of stuff. I feel like that's what I'm going to be excited to do at E3. Not, we showed off the next God of War, play 3 minutes after you wait in line for 4 hours for it. Because I kind of like, I remember when Smash Bros did like a pre-release showcase thing at Best Buys, and you had to like sign up on their website in order to go and play 2 matches of the new Smash at a Best Buy. And it was cool to play that, but also like not really worth it. And I can wait to play a round of Smash with a character I've never played before with people I don't know on a random system in the middle of a Best Buy. But yeah, I think I would be excited to go to discover other shit that I wouldn't normally see like in one of the big press conferences. And I feel like I would have a better time that way anyway, because it's not the popular thing that everyone's waiting in line for. That, and also just like networking and meeting cool people. Like that's what I'm excited about E3 for. And I feel like that's what's going to make me have a better time than most people who would go just to see whatever next AAA release they're going to try to get their hands on.
Yeah, meeting folks is where it's at. It's kind of like how I haven't been to PAX in a long time, but it's how PAX was, where that year the big thing there was Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer that had a big booth. I think that was like the main big thing that was there, and that was like 2-hour wait. But it's like I can just go to the indie part and just play a game right now and play a lot of like cool like VR or just random indie stuff. So I'm with you on that. Paying for a ticket all day to play 2 games because they're AAA games does not sound like a good time to me. So that sounds more fun just to hang out with people. But guess what happened? I don't know, maybe 2 minutes after this announcement got announced.
What happened?
Everyone immediately devoured E3's still slightly warm corpse. So these are 2 stories that came out, I'm going to say maybe an hour afterwards. One of them literally was the second it happened, and the other one, I think, when I was going on the website, the story was literally one after the other, so it had to be, pretty close to each other. So this is a quote from IGN. IGN is happy to announce that Summer of Gaming will return this June. Summer of Gaming is back for its 3rd year with trailers, gameplay, news, and reveals for some of the biggest upcoming games and exclusive content. Again, this news story was right after the news story about E3 being canceled. Jeff Keighley immediately tweeted emojis to the news, as well as tweeting saying, this is quote unquote, excited to share that Summer Game Fest will return this June with a slate of events. We'll be producing another kickoff live show with announcements, news, and first looks, much more to share in the coming weeks, along with some very cool new elements for 2022. So the people who've been doing the summer gaming shows are like, yeah, we're still doing it. It works for us. Sorry, E3. We don't give a shit. We're still doing it. I think Keighley especially was very happy. He's so happy to just immediately tweet about this the second it happens. Gotta love him or hate him for it. So we still got stuff happening. I feel like this is probably where most interesting stuff is going to go anyways. It's like E3 is like, we'll show stuff when we can show it. Yeah, like I just feel like these shows are going to make more sense in the future.
Yeah, I really enjoy these, but I kind of view them as like the vultures that come and pick at the corpse. Like as soon as the roadkill is on the road, they just swoop down and just start pecking at it. That's exactly what I kind of saw, like them swooping in and tweeting with this. Even though obviously they're not vultures, they're going to have really great quality content there, I'm sure. But yeah, it's interesting how quickly they came at the news of E3 dying.
Yeah, like we reported the news, and here's our response to it, which is, yes, I mean, yeah, you got to get your stuff out there, let everyone know that there is something happening. Yeah, those shows will be cool. They've been cool the last couple of years, so that'll be fun to see. I mean, we've talked about it. Anything else for the E3s and the corpses and
such? It's coming so soon. Like June is 2 months away.
Yeah, it's April already. Look at that.
Yep.
Getting old men. Speaking of old men, we're talking about some playtime. What have these old people been playing with their old bones in their fingers?
With their old bones in their fingers.
You go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. We've got Coffee Talk is our barf game this month, which we are recording right after this episode. So if you're watching us live at twitch.tv/affableidiots, you can just stick around after this for that. So yeah, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. I, despite how short it is, am not going to finish it, but not for the reason you think. What? Tune into our barf episode to find out why.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I didn't even tell Adam. Is it because I bought it on Switch and my Switch is at the bottom of the ocean? Who knows? No, it's not. It's not that.
What?
But the number one thing that I did this week was I got this dog. I got this beautiful, amazing dog, Atreus. And so I spent most of my time getting him acclimated. So I didn't really have a lot of time to play video games, but I did still carve out 3 hours to raid with the old squad last night. So we did Vault of Glass again. It was very fun, very rewarding.
Good stuff.
That was it.
Look at that.
Yep.
How does the dog feel about Destiny?
So what I love about this dog is that he can be wild and crazy and play like 100% and be super fast. And then as soon as I sit down to work, or as soon as I sit down and pick up a controller, sit in front of the TV, he knows exactly how to just like, all right, I'm going to fall asleep on your lap now, or I'm going to fall asleep at your feet. So, except if there is someone at the door or a dog barking anywhere in the 3 mile radius around us, and then he just goes wild. So,
yeah, that is the thing. You can have someone walk down like a hallway, like 20 feet down, and be like, oh, what?
Yep.
There's someone around.
Yep.
Freak out, which is funny. All right. I only played a bunch of games for like 20 minutes besides Coffee Talk, which I did beat in time to do the thing. I basically played that all day today, a little bit of last night, and we'll talk about it. That's some interesting stuff there. But I picked back up Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition, because I'm like, I was playing that last year, of course, having a good time, and I was like, I'm going to take my time with these. I went back, played one of the DLCs for Mass Effect 2, which I had never actually played before.
Oh, those are good.
So, yeah, I played the Arrival DLC, which is like, Shepard's like, oh, the Reapers are coming at the edge of the galaxy, and I got to blow up a Mass Effect relay. And that's a pretty cool, fun time. It's all solo mission, too, so that was pretty interesting. And then I played some Red Dead Online, because I was in a cowboy mood. I've just been in a cowboy and a pirate mood lately. Again, I'm an 8-year-old boy. I'm having a great time with cowboys and pirates. But that also made me go into Weird West, which is a new Devolver Digital game.
Ooh, talk about this game. I
haven't played it yet. I downloaded it and went to the start screen and then stopped. But it is the next thing I am playing. Absolutely. I'll probably play a good amount this week coming up. But yeah, I'm very interested in it because I love Devolver. They put out bangers most of the time. And it's like Weird West, so it seems it's like fantasy-ish. It's like, what if the Wild West got conquered by like zombies and fucking werewolves and shit? It's like, fucking okay. And you play, I think it's like 5 different stories, and they all intersect at some point, and you just play these 5 different character campaigns. Again, I haven't started yet, but the trailers look cool. It's on Game Pass, so I have it downloaded, and I am ready to get into it. Probably starting tomorrow or Tuesday when I'm actually off of work. So I'll probably beat that game by the next time we play, or the next time we talk, because I'm just crazy when it comes to Cowboys. So I'm all about it. So yeah, that's basically it. Anything on HBO Max for the whole family? I don't think so.
Ooh, there's a new show. What did I watch this week that was new? Dang.
Winning Time.
Oh, Moon Knight. Did you watch Moon Knight on Disney Plus?
Yes, I did watch an episode of Moon Knight. Yes, I did. I love Oscar Isaac. What a good actor.
Yeah, I'm into it. I like his voice. At first I was like, what the hell is this voice? Is that Oscar Isaac? And then I was immediately like, he's so good that I bought it. Yep. That's exactly what Oscar Isaac sounds like now in my brain.
Yep. That British accent, maybe it's part of his personality.
What? You know what I love most about Moon Knight is that I know fucking nothing about it. I know nothing. All I know is that it was Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It was a character that was there that I didn't know what he was from, and I never played as him. So,
what a perfect Marvel vs. Capcom 2 thing to do. Remember that eyeball?
Whatever the fucking eyeball with the tentacles. Yeah,
that's from Doctor Strange apparently. But it's just like everyone's like, "What the fuck is this?" In 2007,
is that Doctor?
They're like, "What is?"
Oh, that's the eyeball from the trailer of the new one.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yep.
Whatever his name, not Dormammu. That's the cool guy.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
I'm going to Camertage. That's what Doctor Strange. His American accent is interesting, but he's a very good actor. Anyways, that's it. Yeah, Moon Knight.
His American accent sounds so much like Dr. House to me.
Mm-hmm.
And get this, I just learned this the other day. Did you know House MD is a modern day Sherlock Holmes? I've never seen House, but it's a medical detective show basically.
Yeah, I watched a lot of House. Yeah,
it's a spinoff of it was inspired by a spinoff of like Sherlock Holmes. That's why Holmes House.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
never thought about that, but I mean, yeah, when you explain it, like, yeah, he's absolutely a detective. They're like, it's this disease, and they're like, I don't think it is. I'm gonna walk on my cane and pop my pills, and then it's like, oh, it wasn't the disease we thought it was.
Exactly. I was like, now I'm so suddenly invested in this House universe, and I've never even watched any of it. So
yeah, Hugh Laurie is also very good in the TV show, so you should check that out. That TV show that went off the air 10 years ago. It's very good. So. All the fun games, all the fun TV shows. But what about our quest log? Why don't we get into that? Talk about some of this news.
Let's dive in. Neck first.
Just crack your neck. It's only 3 feet of water and you're just dead immediately because you're a 6 foot tall man. So Spartacus has officially been announced. We've been talking about it for months. But PlayStation's like, here it is. And it's exactly what you thought it was. Spartacus was announced as the new PlayStation Plus. Multiple stories at IGN.com. After months of report and even longer being speculated about, Sony finally revealed the new service today. It consists of 3 tiers: PlayStation Plus Essential, PlayStation Plus Extra, PlayStation Plus Premium. As part of the move, PS Now will now be closed down, with members migrated to the Premium tier with no change to prices at launch. So we got 3 new tiers. Basically, they're combining PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. And if you've got like existing membership time, and they'll just convert it for you. But we're going to talk about some of these new tiers. Is it exactly what we thought it was? Give me 5 seconds and I'll tell you. So PlayStation Plus Essential. And again, by the way, all of these prices, they have monthly. The yearly prices, why would you ever do monthly for these? That makes literally no sense. If you want to look up the yearly prices for me real quick while I'm reading this, let me know.
Sure.
Because the monthly prices are dumb. Nobody does this monthly. But anyways, Essential, $9.99 a month. It's basically what you already have for PlayStation Plus. So you get the free games a month, cloud saves, multiplayer, da-da-da. So Essential is exactly what you already have via normal PlayStation Plus. Don't worry about it. Nothing's changing. The extra tier is $14.99 a month. It includes 400 PS5 and PS4 titles. So basically, PS Plus plus PS Now put in together all in one service, $14.99. Premium tier, $17.99 a month, includes everything previously, and you also get 340 additional games. I think this is the thing people are interested in. It's got PS3, PS2, original PlayStation games, and PSP games. PS3 games are cloud-based currently, though. That is the only thing. So that top tier gets you all your old games for you people who like playing old games that are old. And that one's 17. So you have the prices for yearly just because it's...
Yeah. So from regular PlayStation Plus Essential, is $60 a year still.
Normal.
PlayStation Plus Extra is $100 a year. These are all American US dollars.
Yep.
And then PlayStation Plus Premium is $120 a year.
And that, I think, if you're gonna do that service, that $120 a year, that doesn't sound as bad as almost $18 a month, right?
Right.
Well, actually, it's like, that's a lot. But $120 a year, it's like, yeah, 2 games and you can play all your old stuff that you want to for a full year on top of that. Also gives you like the demos and stuff. But anyway, so yeah, that's how the services break down. That's the monthly, that's the yearly. You know, we got what we assumed we were going to get. The service will launch with the likes of Death Stranding. This launches in June. The service will launch with the likes of Death Stranding, God of War, Spider-Man Miles Morales, MK11, Returnal. That's the big one. Sony Interactive CEO Jim Ryan told GameIndustry.biz there's a diverse lineup to come. Quote, whether it's indies, whether it's big games, or things that celebrate our heritage, all sorts of games. We're going to have all of it and hopefully a lineup that ticks all sorts of boxes. Talking to GameIndustry.biz, more from Jim Ryan, in terms of putting our own games into this service or any of our services upon their release, because I cut down the quote because it's very, very long. As you well know, this is not a road we've gone down in the past. It's not a road we're gonna go down with the new service. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible, and we think the knock-on effect of the quality of the games that we make would be something that would not be something gamers want. Ryan also said, I don't want to cast anything in stone at this stage, but all I'm talking to today is the approach we're taking in the short term. The way our publishing model works right now, it doesn't make any sense, but things can change very quickly in the industry, as we all know. So, we've got the prices, we've got what you're getting, and we've got the thing about, day one games aren't happening at the moment, but you do get Returnal about a year after it came out on day one. So you've got all the information, Chad. Go ahead and make me a mincemeat pie, because I gave you all the crust and the mincemeat and the cinnamon. There you go.
So it's hard not to compare this obviously to Game Pass on Xbox, and there are some major differences between the two. This one includes a bunch more games. Like Game Pass always, they brag over 100 titles that you can get. Whereas this, like the first premium tier, no, actually the highest thing is called premium. So the first extra tier includes 400 basically modern games, PS4, PS5. And then I like to think of the last one as backwards compatibility tier and streaming. Mm-hmm. And so Xbox has the streaming, definitely with Game Pass Ultimate, and it has all the backwards compatibility in there, but the catalog is much smaller. I think we've talked about this before. I kind of prefer that because it means that it's a much more tailored experience. There are things that are timed exclusive, which means that I'm not necessarily like it entices me to go and play it rather than just perpetually saying, "Oh, I'll get to that eventually," and then never actually playing it. Be like, "Oh, this has a deadline that I have to play it by." Great. So yeah, a bunch of shit that you can get access to, up to like 750 extra additional games. But the cost value, I think, is a little bit different. Like if we're looking at the premium, $120 a year for all of it, basically premium tier, is actually pretty good, honestly. If we look at Game Pass, theirs is I looked so hard. I could have swore there was an annual, but there's not an annual subscription for Game Pass. It's just monthly or 3-month, and those are. Like weirdly enough, the 3-month is just literally the same cost as 3 individual months. Like it's not a discounted price. So
3-month cards are $25 compared to $10 a month.
3-month cards are $25 on sale. Full price, they're $30. Okay. I looked it up, yeah. And they're but that's also Game Pass, which includes no online play and also no streaming. Whereas all of these PlayStation ones include online play, which is interesting. And then Game Pass Ultimate, which is $15 a month, which if you do, that's like what, $180 a year. Mm-hmm. So like the cost is definitely widely different between the two, depending on how you buy it. And there's also, of course, the buy-in with the PlayStation Now. Like right now, if you go on PSN, I don't know how long it's going to last. You can get $60 for a year of PS Now, which gets you the premium tier of this later. It'll convert to the premium tier, the $120 value. I don't know. This is all just me spouting a bunch of numbers and things, and that's exactly what this is. It's just a bunch of random numbers and things, and it's kind of confusing a little bit. Here's my overall thing. I'm not going to get this. I'm going to stick with my PlayStation regular-ass tier, if there is a game that I'm really itching to play from the backlog that's easily accessible on this service, I will subscribe for a month, maybe. I don't know how easy it's going to be to say, hey, I've got PlayStation Plus Essential. Can I just pay an extra $5 to bump me up?
Yeah, so I wonder what's the
process
how that, if you've already got like 11 months left. How do I just get a month of? Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. Do I have to convert my entire subscription for a set fee? So I don't know how that's going to work. I'm sure Sony doesn't know how that's going to work yet, since this doesn't launch for another couple of months. But here's the thing that really kind of makes me a little angry. Xbox has done a wonderful job with backwards compatibility. And you can play the discs, you can buy the game and play it digital, you can get a lot of that catalog through Game Pass as well and stream it, download it, whatever you want to do. Sony has obviously done a lot of work, quote unquote work, for the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 1, and PSP games to make them run natively on a PS5. Because at the second tier, you get all of those, the third tier, you get all of those downloadable or streaming. So the PlayStation 5 is emulating those systems, but they are not, or at least they haven't announced that this is a feature, they are not allowing you to buy those a la carte. Or, critically for me, if you've bought them a la carte using that same PSN ID on any of the systems that you've owned previously, you still can't download them and play them. You have to have this streaming or this subscription in order to access that shit. That makes me a little ticked off.
Yeah, I didn't think about that because you own a shitload of stuff on PS3. It's like for me, when they put backwards compatibility on Xbox, it was like, oh, here's 80 more games that are now backwards compatible that you already own. You can download them if you want to.
Exactly.
And this, it's like you've got to pay to stream or download some of them.
Right. And it's literally the technology is there. You just are unlocking the ability to download what you're paying to download what you've already paid for. Which, again, I was thinking about, Nintendo's kind of done this thing before all the fucking time. You're paying for Super Mario Bros. Every single system. But what's different is that you didn't have the same Nintendo Network ID across all those systems until very recently. PlayStation knows my purchase history, and it works across all of that PlayStation family, quote-unquote works, across all that PlayStation family of products for the last, 15, 16 years, whenever the PlayStation Network got up. But it's just literally just gating my access to those things that I've bought and purchased behind this subscription. So that pisses me off. The other thing is that PlayStation 3, immediately afterwards, there was a tweet from somebody, I can't remember who it was, but a tweet from somebody, and it was like a made-up quote from CEO Jim Ryan. He's like, "We did it. Fuck you. We did it. Are we happy? No, it's a bad thing. And nobody alive on planet Earth knows how the PlayStation 3 works." And it's wild to me that those are still, even at the highest tier of this thing, they still don't know how to emulate that on current hardware. You can only stream PlayStation 3 games. Wild. However, I did see today, I was reading an article from Inverse, that Jeff Grubb apparently has said that they are working on trying to emulate PS3 on PlayStation 5. It is technically possible, but it's going to cost a lot of money and time in order to make it work. So they're looking into it. But again, if it's going to be trapped behind the same subscription, even though I've bought all those fucking games before, I'm not into it. There's a lot of like rambling. I don't know if that's the pie that you wanted. I made a pie. It came really out good. Gushy and mushy, but the pie's there.
What's his name? That South Park episode where that kid eats his parents in the pie.
I made you eat your parents.
Yeah, whatever that is.
What a fucking brilliant episode.
Good episode's great. I'm with you. I never even thought about the whole, like, I already own these games, but I can't play them. That's kind of rough. For me, it's a thing where I'm going to stay with the normal just because I can get on CD keys and get a year of PS Plus for like $30. Why would I?
Yeah.
I'm never going to play. So with the 400 PS5 and PS4 titles, first of all, I need to know the titles. That'll be a big thank you because I just don't want to, of course I'll subscribe without knowing what it is. My assumption is
it's PlayStation Now.
I'm assuming it's what PlayStation Now is, which means, I don't care. They can have that number in there. I've looked at the list. I'm like, yeah, these are fine, I guess, but like, I don't want to pay extra for those. I like you. I prefer Game Pass's like curated list of like, they say over 100, but when you look at it, when you add EA Plus and everything in there, it's basically 200 games. It's basically 200 plus games. So it's like, I'd rather have that compared to whatever's on. I don't want to play the PS4 version of Avengers with PS Now. No, thank you. I'm good.
Right.
But again, I like when they're adding the they're adding things like Death Stranding, and we already had God of War and all that stuff, but like adding Miles Morales. So if they add the PS5 exclusive games like a year afterwards, that'd be cool. So like if we get on here in a month, then they're like, oh, here's Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut, the PS5 version. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool to have. Oh, you have Returnal Day 1. That stuff could be good, but I want to know the cadence and how often we're getting the PS5 exclusives. Because if they're going on to that second part where he's like, oh, we don't think it's a good idea to put it in. I mean, Sony's not as big as a company as Microsoft, so maybe it's a money thing, or maybe it's like we can make money off these people now. They will buy our games for $70, so why would we give it to them for free? Because we'll make more money this way. I don't know which one it is. It's a very fair practice because they're going to sell plenty of copies. But for me, like, that's cool. Don't put your games on there. I won't subscribe to the higher tier service because I don't want the higher tier service. If you put the games on there, I would do it, but you're not going to, which is fine. I'll buy the games that I want to play. So yeah, for me, I'm staying at the base one. I want to see the cadence of PS5 games coming to the service. But as far as what's on PS Now, I've never really cared that much. And then I really don't care about playing PS3, PS2, original PlayStation, PSP games. I think it's cool they got the PSP games on there. Yeah. Because that's pretty hard to play, but I don't personally care. Like, I'm
notably absent is Vita games. I mean, the Vita is officially discontinued, and some people are like, oh yeah, but it had all the different input, like with the camera and the touchpads, but like Vita TV was a thing, and they already tailored all of the games that you could possibly play on a TV with a DualShock are already, like, they figured that out already. So it's weird to me that those aren't available as part of this too.
Maybe that'll come down the line. They're like, oh, year 2 of PlayStation.
Do you want
Extra
plus premium exclusive platinum tier? I did look up real quick just to find out, as of March 18th, so about 2 weeks ago, PlayStation Now currently advertises 800 plus games, over 300 of which are PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games. So yeah, it looks to be probably about the same catalog, at least at launch, maybe with a few extra third-party like AAA partners in there to make it a little bit more attractive.
Yeah, I don't know if I got these quotes down, but I know they were talking about, like, we'll have more partners to put stuff on. So again, like I said, there's nothing on PS Now that I care about now because I think that library is actually not super good. But they were talking about, we're going to add more stuff. So maybe they could actually start adding interesting games. Yeah. But I know people have been talking about, it's like, oh, this versus Game Pass. I don't think it's the same. I don't think they were trying to make it better to Game Pass. And they were just trying to put their two services together because it's confusing to have two different services. I think that's all it was. They're like, let's just put them together and just charge people a little bit more because it makes more sense.
And here's the other thing. Everybody forgets about PlayStation Now. No one remembers that it exists. And if you're thinking about, oh man, I want a game subscription service, it will never cross your mind. But now, since it's built into the same subscription that you're already getting with your PlayStation console, you just like pay an extra little premium price on top of it. Now suddenly you're just gonna have mindshare. You're going to be able to go to the PlayStation Store and see all those PS2 games, PS3 games, alongside with all of your PS5 stuff. You're going to see that same subscription. You're going to be like, oh, that's right. I do have access to this if I just plunk down an extra $5 this month. So I think that's,
like I said, yearly, thing. Extra $40. If you're paying $60, just add $40. I think that would be, if you were a mainly PlayStation person, that middle tier absolutely would make it worth it for $100 a year. Easily, for sure. So yeah, we've got the news again. It's exactly what we thought it was going to be. We'll see how it evolves in the future. Put exclusive games on there sooner and I will pay you a higher tier. Just letting you guys know, PlayStation. In case you're listening, Jim Ryan, I know you're an evil man. No. Who do people not like from PlayStation? Was it Jim Ryan? Is that
Jim
the one
Ryan
people don't
was
like?
the one, yeah.
Is it Jim Ryan?
Jim Ryan was the one who said, we don't allow crossplay because we're protecting the children. That was Jim Ryan.
Okay. And he also said that we believe in console generations and then all the games became cross-generation.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that guy. Okay, well, all right, Jim Ryan, my point stands. Breath of the Wild 2 has been delayed as a shock. Now, chat, we'll have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure that I said at the beginning of the year predictions or whatever that I was like, Breath of the Wild 2 will get delayed, and then I said like multiple big games would get delayed, and I think I name dropped Breath of the Wild 2. So I don't know if it's in your calendar or whatever it is, but I think I've just won part of my bet. You have to look it up now. I'm just saying.
I have 2021 predictions. I'll look it up.
Yeah, it's not a big jury, but I think that Nintendo just helped me out. So Breath of the Wild 2 has been delayed. Joe Scrubbles at IGN.com. The sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has been delayed to spring 2023. There's a little video if you guys want to go on Twitter or any of your gaming websites and look it up. It just shows some new footage. Not very long, but there's some new stuff in there. Series producer Anuma, I believe it is. Anuma?
Sounds good to me.
You
said it confidently.
Yep, sure. Announced and apologized for the delay in the video, saying, quote, in order to make this game's experience something special, the entire development team is continuing to work diligently on this game, so please wait a little longer. No specific reason was given for the delay. Numa described a little about the game amid the announcement, saying, as previously announced, the adventure in this sequel will take place not just on the ground as in the previous game, but also in the skies above. However, the expanded game world goes beyond that, more than the skies and the ground. And there will be an even wider variety of features you can enjoy, including new encounters and new gameplay elements. Most of that was backed by footage we'd seen before, but one extra bit of footage had been added showing a closer look at the new tattooed Link, ? We've previously glimpsed as what seems to be a corrupted or broken version of the Master Sword. So I have seen the picture of the weird hand with the broken Master Sword.
Yep.
So Breath of the Wild 2
in case you're wondering whether durability is the thing, they've made it such a thing that the Master Sword is now broken.
The one thing that can't break, it breaks now. God, those guys. So yeah, and a shocking, not to me, but Breath of the Wild 2 is delayed to next year.
I'm not gonna lie, I am shocked.
I'm not.
I am shocked because this game, the sequel, is now in development for longer than the original was.
Mm-hmm.
And the sequel is using the same game engine. It is using the same base map on the ground. I mean, they're adding the skies and apparently, I don't know
there's
what
skies
else.
And more places.
Wormholes, or I guess, whatever else is other than the ground and the sky. And a lot of the game systems, I assume, are going to be very, very similar. So it's weird to me. I don't know what they're working on. I understand that COVID threw a wrench in it, just like everything else. But it is a little weird to me that this sequel, using a lot of the same assets and engine, is taking more than the original game. I expected this, quite honestly, to be like a Majora's Mask thing, where they literally turn around a sequel in a year because of all the reused assets and stuff.
That's what I thought. You know what? It probably started that way, and then they just got to working on it, and were like, you know what? It's just basically a whole new thing. So I'm sure that's why it took so long. Again, COVID is part of it, but that was only for half of the development, or a third of the development. I think they probably were just like, yeah, we thought this was going to be Majora's Mask, but we're just making something completely new. So that's why we still don't have a name yet, because I'm sure it's going to be like Legend of Zelda. This ain't Breath of the Wild 2, baby, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah,
we've decided this isn't even a Zelda game anymore. It's Xenoblade Chronicles 12.
Well, let's see. But it seems like they're doing a lot of work. Again, I win the bet. That part of the bet, because I knew it wasn't coming out this year.
I've decided, I don't know if it is in your official predictions, but I've decided, because you're so confident about it, that yes, you've won it.
I think it is. I also think that God of War is also getting delayed. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, the game that we don't care about got delayed. So there you go, everybody. I know some people care. A lot of people care, actually. I'm giving them a hard time. All right. So 3D Kirby. Everyone liked mouthful mode. It was cool when he sucked that car up. Put the cone on his head and then put it in his body. But apparently 3D Kirby might not be a thing that you get to play again in the future. From Ryan Dinsdale at IGN.com. Kirby and the Forgotten Land marked the franchise's first foray into 3D, but fans shouldn't assume it's the new normal. Developer HAL Laboratories general manager Shinya Kamazaki told the Washington Post that 3D Kirby games won't necessarily, quote-unquote, be the standard going forward. He added, Nintendo is on the same page as us, and this is something we talk about often. We hope to go beyond what is currently imaginable and challenge ourselves to create new and innovative Kirby games. This is a little more to the story, but basically he's like, oh yes, the game did good. We experimented and did something different, but Nintendo realizes that we're not just going to necessarily make the same game again. So maybe enjoy your 3D Kirby game, because you might not get another one. The next one could be a fucking plane racer for all we know. I don't know, but
if you get to eat the plane, if you mouthful the plane, you just have a propeller sticking out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's because I know that this one apparently is selling and reviewing very well. It'll probably be one of the best-selling Kirby games ever, just because every game on Switch becomes the best-selling game ever. And they're like, we're not going back. Sorry, we're doing something new. Which is, I think that's good. especially because Kirby. I mean, so like people like Kirby, but Kirby's not like a holy grail of video games. It's like, yeah, people are like, oh yeah, those games are good. Those are good, easy kids games, but everyone likes them. But no one's like, don't you dare sully the name of Kirby. So yeah, if they keep experimenting and doing weird things, whatever, have fun.
Yeah, it's weird to me that like I feel like most of the Kirby. Again, I haven't played a Kirby game probably since Kirby Superstar on Super Nintendo, which I fucking love that game.
Yeah,
but I do feel like every Kirby game is the same type of Kirby game with slight variations, like the one that had multiplayer that released a couple years ago, and then this one a 3D. So to say that like, oh yeah, we decided, this is a 3D, but we're going to continue to do something brand new and different for every game. It's like, but that hasn't been your MO so far. Your MO so far has been like, let's make the same baby.
Some of it's canvas.
I guess there's Epic Yarn.
Yeah, they do different things like that. You know? They have different gimmicks. It's still similar
essentially
games.
Similar
games, but they have
2D side scrolling, that kind of shit.
Would you? I don't think you've played Forgotten Land, but I know people like it. What would bring you back into Kirby? Because again, Superstars was a banger. You're right.
Yeah,
fucking great.
Yeah.
Is there anything, or did you just not care?
Quite honestly, this one would probably bring me back in if I didn't want to. If there wasn't anything else going on, no other games, and someone bought it for me, I would probably have a good time with this Kirby game. But I don't think there's anything that could bring me. It's whenever you buy a gift for someone and you're like, oh man, I could buy something that they would like probably already buy themselves, or I could get them something that they would like that they would never buy for themselves. I feel like that's Kirby for me. Like I would probably like it, but I would never buy it for myself. But if someone bought it for me, I'd get it. This is not like me soliciting or fishing for someone to buy me Kirby.
Guys, my birthday's coming up in 11 months if you want to help me out. Yeah, I'm kind of with you like that. For me, when I had the Switch, I was like, because it was always $60 and never went on sale. So I'm like, I absolutely have to be sure I'm interested in that. Kirby's not, I like Kirby, but I'm not like, oh my God, there's a backflip in the chair because Kirby's coming out. But it does always look cool and interesting. But I'm like, if you want to give it to me, I guess I'll play it. But
yeah. If you want to make it part of Nintendo Premium Plus Extra Platinum tier, and then Holden pays for that and I mooch off his family plan, then yeah, I'll play it.
Speaking of family plans, what a perfect segue.
Right?
Oh man, I love it. Game Pass is going to get a family plan? Wait a minute. Is this George Yang at GameSpot? Did George Yang at GameSpot
Did you guys remember George Yang's name?
He's here. Get that puppy on camera. Xbox Game Pass is reportedly going to offer a family plan option later this year for subscribers, allowing households to share access to the gaming service. According to a report from Windows Central, Microsoft wanted to create a family plan for a while, but internally there were issues that needed to be discussed, such as how royalties would be handed out and how third-party publishers would be compensated for subscribers who weren't on single-user plans. And now it looks like Microsoft has the details hashed out and is ready to announce the plan later this year. The family plan will reportedly use Microsoft Family's account already in place for Office 365, and up to 5 players within the same country can share an entire library on a single Xbox Game Pass family plan subscription. There are some details that are still missing, including the pricing. Additionally, it's unknown whether there will be a separate family plan for Game Pass and PC Game Pass, or if the family plan is exclusive to Game Pass Ultimate subscribers. So, very cool. I think more options for subscriptions are never bad.
Yep.
Not for me, because guess what? I already use one Game Pass subscription in every Xbox in the house. Smart man here. I figured it out. But I think it is cool if you have like a group of friends, especially 5. I don't know the price, but they said specifically, it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be a discount if you have 5 people using it.
Yeah.
Like it'll be much cheaper for everybody. So a good thing, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, be good. This is exactly here's the thing right now. My Game Pass Ultimate subscription is something that I buy on sale in small chunks at a time, and then I only get it whenever I need it. But my family plan for Nintendo Online, for instance, like I just keep that around all year because Holden has a year membership, and so yeah, I'll mooch off of that. Or my my Apple One bundle of like all the Apple services, like Apple TV Plus and all that kind of stuff. Like, oh, it's a family thing. I'm not going to cancel it and do it month to month because there are now 4 other people who are relying on the subscription. So if Microsoft can get 5 people to all have that same kind of like guilt of, oh, I got to keep it around, I got to keep paying for it month to month because there are 4 other people that are reliant on this as well, they're much more likely to get a lot of money out of 5 people rather than 5 individual subscriptions for the entire year as well. So this is a really good plan. They're already as soon as PlayStation says, we've got a subscription service, Microsoft's like, cool, ours is going to be cheaper now if you got friends. And PlayStation's like, fuck, we haven't even figured out how to pay for our own yet. So
we're still figuring it out.
So I'm sure Sony's going to follow suit in like a year and a half or something like that too. But I also love that they straight up just say in the same country. Like, they're not going to try to, like, Netflix is trying to say, oh, yeah, if it's someone else, you got to pay extra thing. And they're like, yeah, we get it. You're going to share the subscription with 5 people. You're not actually going to be family. You don't have to live in the same house. Like, just be in the same country, please. That's it.
Yeah, we just need your IP addresses to, like, kind of match up enough. That's all we get.
Yeah.
Because the libraries are different in different countries. Just keep it the same country, please. Yeah. I'm with you. I love when super rich billionaire mega corporations fight for our dollars because they just keep making shit better for us. They're like, yo, here's subscription service, it's cheap. You know, they're doing a thing. It's cheaper if you got friends. They're gonna just basically giving me $2 a month to have these services, and I'll be like, absolutely,
please, yeah, $2 a month, please, so that we know exactly what games you play and we can sell your information. Please, that's it. That's more valuable now. Yep.
Go right ahead. I'll take that $2 and those free games. So it's good thing. But as much as we like family around here, sometimes bad things happen to families. Sometimes family isn't forever.
Oh, no.
It's from Ryan Leston at IGN.com. This is get your 40s, get your drinks, pour them out. Remember we talked earlier about bringing a cup to the memorial service? Here we are, people. The casket's open and Dominic Toretto's in it. It looks as though Fast and Furious Crossroads is being pulled from sale less than 2 years after it launched in August of 2020. What? An update from Bandai Namco, publishers of Elden Ring, have confirmed that Fast and Furious Crossroads will be delisted by the end of the month, with all sales ending at April 29th, 2022 at 4 a.m. CEST. If you bought the game digitally, it will remain in your library and can be re-downloaded in the future. Any DLCs purchased before April 29th will be available to use after this date. Additionally, the game's online modes will also remain active for the time being. How long before the game goes offline is anyone's guess. So, this game, the Fast and Furious video game that was not good, got very bad reviews, is getting pulled. I just love how I get less than 2 years later.
Yeah.
And apparently whatever licensing deal or whatever it is to keep the game after, they're like, fuck it, not worth it.
Not worth it for the 2 copies a year that we're selling of this thing.
Insane. Buy your digital or buy your physical copies, because that's a collector's. I love collectors. Like, we got to buy. Oh, physical media matters so much. Yeah, go out and rush out and get your Fast and Furious Crossroads physical disc. Let me know how that works out for you kids. But yeah, so I've seen games. We've all seen games get delisted. So the Platinum made a Ninja Turtles game and a Transformers game that eventually got delisted. But of course, it's like, yeah, you had to pay for the license for those IPs. Okay, but that wasn't 2 years. That was like 5 years, and they were gone. Deadpool got delisted, relisted, and then delisted again.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. I forgot that existed. That game, Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool and Nolan North, made by Moon Studios. Pretty good stuff. So it's those make sense. It's like, yeah, we had to make a deal. We had to pay Marvel so much money. This one is less than 2 years, and Bandai Namco is just like, yeah, we're not going to give Vin Diesel a penny in his pocket for this video game. We do not care. I'm sure you've never played this video game, but do you have any thoughts?
No, I've never played it. Matt from RI is the biggest Fast and Furious fan on the planet. He also really loves video games, and he bought this thing day one. And he says
bought it.
Oh yeah. And he said it's the biggest piece of trash that he has ever played. Do not buy this game. He's like, I wouldn't, not even if it was on sale for $10, would I suggest you buy it. So, yeah, don't get this game. Even now that it's going away, don't even get it as a collector's item. It's bad.
Rough. But speaking of all these video games, where I believe that Fast and Furious was actually announced as the last game at the Game Awards.
It was.
Interesting. Maybe I'll make a segment from Adam about that.
Segment from Adam.
So this segment I'm going to call Game Awards games that wouldn't win a Game Award.
I like it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a name of a video game that I'm hoping you don't know very well.
Okay.
And the video games all range from like 7s down to like 3s. They're games that like you probably haven't heard of and like probably don't have a huge fan base. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're awful. These aren't like the big seller tentpole, oh my god, this is a game of the year candidate thing. But these games were either, you're going to have to tell me, was this game announced at the Game Awards or not? So these are games that were announced at the Game Awards or not that would never win a Game Award.
Okay.
See how I played that in there. We're going to start with... So I'm not going to tell you what Game Awards they were announced at or potentially announced at, but just the year that they came out. Because, you know, sometimes they'll announce Game Awards and 4 years later it comes out or something like that.
Can I ask a follow-up clarifying question?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Is it Game Awards or does it also include like the Spike TV, like the Game Award, like all of those as well?
This is anything that Keighley is. I think only... Yeah, no, these are all the Keighley stuff.
Okay.
I don't remember when they changed the name and all that, but these are games that were announced at a Keighley Award show or not. And these are games that are vague and not rated super highly. So, number 1, Century Age of Ashes. Was that announced at the Game Awards or was it not announced at the Game Awards?
Century? Is that it?
Century Age of Ashes.
Age of Ashes. God, for some reason that name is familiar to me. And if it wasn't announced at Game Awards, I don't know where else I would have fucking heard it. So I'm going to say yes, it was a Game Awards game.
Yes, this game was announced at the Video Game Awards.
Yeah.
I think in like 20... It came out in 2021, so either 2020 or before that.
All right. What kind of game is it? Do you know? I don't know if you looked that deep into it.
It is a multiplayer, like third-person multiplayer game where you mount dragons in like a battle arena kind of a thing. Remember, what was it, Lair, that PS3 launch title?
Yeah, the one that used the 6-axis to control your dragon.
Similar to that, but it's a multiplayer game.
Okay.
Free to play, too. Free to play more aerial combat game. All right. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. Was that announced at the Game Awards or no?
Ooh. All right, so we're talking about the most recent one that launched, right?
Yes, it is a more recent Dungeons and Dragons video game.
Okay. Because there's like Dark Alliance for the Xbox and PS2, and then there's Dark Alliance. That
it's not the one from 20 years ago. No.
Okay.
It's a more recent video game, is what I can say.
Then that one, we saw a badass trailer, and I was watching it with the boys. So I'm going to say it was at a Jeff Keighley event. I'm going to say it was a Game Awards game.
Okay, you're correct.
Yeah.
God, this one. Balin's Wonderworld. Remember this game?
Oh, yeah. This was like the musical theater game, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Was that announced at the Game Awards or not?
That was high profile. But I don't know whether it was Game Awards or whether it was like E3 or something like that. But it was like a high profile trailer. People were like, this is going to be huge. And everyone's like, what the hell? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say this was at a different event, not a Jeff Keighley Game Awards event.
It was not at the Jeff Keighley Awards.
Oh, yeah.
It was not. Let's see. This should be... that's a pretty good one. This game has just gone on PS Plus. Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. Was that game announced at the Game Awards or not?
Frick. Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that's not a Game Awards.
You are correct. It was not a Game Awards.
Damn. 100%
You're probably going to be
so
very
far.
good at this. Yeah, very good. Very good. All right. 13 Remake.
Oh, shit. 13. I haven't thought about that in a minute.
Was it announced at Game Awards or not at the Game Awards?
I remember seeing that at some kind of show. And statistically, we're 50-50 right now. I'm going to take a chance and say it was Game Awards.
Ooh, it was not the Game Awards.
Oh, poop in my pants.
Yeah, you hate to see it. It was not, though. Sorry. This one, this will be a fucking shot in the dark. Shady Part of Me.
What? Shady Part of Me. I have no idea what the hell that is.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would know it if I saw it at a Game Awards. So I'm going to say not a Game Awards.
Game Awards 2020 released on the same day.
No way. It was a day and date release?
Mm-hmm. Some kind of puzzle platform video game. When I went to the Wikipedia, it's literally 3 sentences and there is not a single picture. But it was announced at the Game Awards. So
Shady Part of Me? That's what it's called?
Yeah, Shady Part of Me. I got 2 more for you. All right. Oh God, here we go. Yeah, your favorite, Godfall.
Godfall. I forget when we saw that, because that was like the only PS5 game we had ever seen for a long time. And so we saw the PS5 showcase in like June or July. Game Awards is December. That would have probably been. Yeah, I'm going to say that was a Game Awards reveal. So we would have known for like 6 months that was what a PS5 game looked like.
Yes, that was a Game Awards video game. They had a trailer at Game Awards, and then they eventually had the Sony thing where they showed it again. I believe is how that happened. The game's sitting at a 59 on Metacritic, even though I think Dallas thinks it's really good. Someone thinks it's really good.
No, I don't think Dallas ever played it. It was Matt and I, me and Matt and Holden played it. Oh, Brent played it, and he was like, "Damn, this game actually." Brent loves everything. That beautiful boy.
I like that. I like that attitude. Keep that up. And the last one, this is just being cheeky. Fast and Furious Crossroads.
Yes, 100%. Big high profile. Last thing in the night, Michelle Rodriguez came out on stage with Vin Diesel and announced this trash.
Talking about Tenken. She plays Tenken. That game is a 34 on Metacritic on PC. Just letting you know.
Damn.
Throw it out there. But that's it. That's my Game Awards games that wouldn't win a Game Award segment.
Love it. We are going to move on to Game On Game Show. The Game On Our Game Show, we play a game called Game On, the gaming show on our game show. Game. We've got a returning segment this week called Guess What Happened This Week? We're going to take a look at this week in video games, this first ish week of April, and I will give you the day, the year, and then I'll give you some kind of description about what this gaming-related video game system, person, some kind of video game-related release. And we'll see if you can guess what it is.
Okay.
Are you ready for Guess What Happened This Week?
Go for it.
April 3rd, which is today, 1982, 40 years ago. First of all, it's just wild to me when I think 1982 equals 40 years ago, because to me that's still 20 years ago. This arcade hit had a U.S. name change so people wouldn't vandalize it to say fuck.
I'm just going to say Puck. I have no idea.
You are halfway there.
Puck nuts. Pucking? Something hockey related, I'm assuming, but I have no idea.
You are very close. So the game that released in April 3rd, 1982 was Pac-Man.
Oh, Pac-Man.
And
How
the
do you
original
change Pac to fuck.
So here's the thing. So I believe in Japan it was named Paku Paku or something like that. Uh-huh. And which means eat, I think. In America, because it was shaped like a puck, it was going to be called Puck-Man.
Okay.
And then they decided they weren't going to, because it would be too easy to vandalize the machines to make it say Fuck-Man instead.
Just put a little black on that P and then
exactly.
Fuck-Man.
Yep.
Interesting.
So that's why it's called Pac-Man instead of Puck-Man.
Okay.
All right, same day, April 3rd, but different year, 2005. This genre-defining first-person shooter released another sequel, but this time in a scarier genre.
2005, another game in a scarier genre.
Genre-defining first-person shooter released another sequel, but this time in a scarier genre.
I got nothing for you. I can't think of what would be a scarier genre, because I'm assuming a sequel would be similar, right?
Yeah, a little bit similar. I'll give you a clue. It was timed with a high-profile video game movie release, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I was thinking Doom. Yeah, Doom 3.
It is Doom 3.
It's a horror game more than... Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Isn't it... First of all, I was thinking about the word genre. I started, while writing this, I was like, it's weird that we define genre of video game by how you play it, like the mechanics of it. Not necessarily like when we define movies, it's like, oh, it's how you feel when you watch it. Is it a scary movie? Is it a comedy? Is it a drama? And so that's...
Yeah, we do it by, it's like, oh, this is a strategy. It's like, well, no, it's a love story, but it's strategy because you do strategy in it. It's like, well,
right.
Okay.
It's weird to me. Anyway. All right, so moving on to April 5th. We've got 3 more, by the way. April 5th, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
You might just barf from this trip through time.
Might barf through this trip through time. It makes me think it's a barf game at some point. But trip through time. Oh boy, I don't know. Was it in 2016? I immediately thought of Prince of Persia because we barfed on that game, but no. And it has time mechanics in it. 2016 video game on April 5th. Barf through time. Any other clues?
It is a first-party exclusive game for a party that I won't define yet.
Quantum Break.
It is Quantum Break. That is correct. Yes.
Hey, there we go. I forgot that was a time travel game. Actually, I just forgot about it. It's literally the last. It's literally the last barf we did, and I was just like, "It's not Psychonauts. It's not." I was thinking the first thing I thought of when you said it was honestly was Godfall, but I'm like, that doesn't have time in it.
All right, two more. April 7th, 2009.
Okay.
This sequel game is an adaptation of the prequel movie to what many consider one of the greatest American movies ever made.
So prequel game.
Sequel game.
Sequel game to the prequel movie.
Is an adaptation of the prequel movie to what many consider one of the greatest American movies ever made.
I don't know anything else. God, I have no fucking clue. I want to. My first thing in my mind is a Lord of the Rings game, but that's movies, not a movie. In 2009, I was in high school, so I'm like, what the fuck was I playing in high school?
Well, so it is plural movies because this is the prequel movie that this is based on.
Oh boy, okay.
Greatest American movies ever made. Here's another clue.
It
has to deal with organized crime.
Okay. That was it. Godfather 2, the video game.
That is exactly right. Godfather 2, the video game.
I remember that being like a knockoff GTA-ish kind of a thing, but you like controlled territory or something, or like controlled like crime businesses on a map, and you like took over the city or something like that.
I honestly had no idea it existed.
I remember seeing that video game. People like, it's pretty cool, but I don't know a single person who played it.
Yep. Oh, sorry. A caveat here. Going back talking about Doom 3. April 3rd, 2005 was Doom 3 on Xbox. It was just released on Xbox. The following day, actually, it got an expansion on PC, which leads me to believe that it was released on PC much earlier.
Yeah, probably before. Yeah. Okay.
Final one, April 8th, 2004. I don't know if you're going to get this one, but we'll see.
Probably not.
Play the original entry of this classic space series, now reimagined to take with you on the go.
Space. So, is it Super Star Wars?
No. Oh, that's a good guess, but no. Released in 2004. This is a reimagined version that came out in 2004.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what was portable in 2004. Was that Game Boy Advanced or was that DS?
It was a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, Game Boy Advanced. And
the original entry of this classic space series.
Metroid Remake. I don't remember the names of them. Is it the Metroid?
It is, yes, remake. The original Metroid game remade as Metroid Zero Mission.
Zero. Okay.
Yep.
I get that in the 2 remake confused because I'm like, it's the same name but different. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. And this one, Zero Mission, added like Zero Suit Samus and this whole like extra storyline afterwards.
Sexy Samus. Yeah.
Sexy Samus. Sexy. Awesome. That was it for Game on Game Show. The Game on Our Game Show. We play game. And that is it for our episode this week. Thank you everyone for listening. Adam.
Yes.
Homework includes Barf. We have a new Barf game. First of all, just to talk about this month, Barf Backlog Accomplishment with Respawn and Friends. It's where we play a retro or an old game that maybe we haven't played or we wanted to play it or it's been a long time. We choose a list of games. You pick from that list. We all play it and talk about it. We are doing Coffee Talk right after this. So stick around if you're on twitch.tv/AffableIdiots and hear our thoughts on Coffee Talk or listen to it on demand whenever you're ready. But for the month of April, we put up a poll on patreon.com/RespawnNameFire where patrons can vote for what they want us to play for the month of April. Adam, do you have the results of that poll?
I do, and we're going to need you to come off the bench, buddy. We have a tie for first
Okay.
place. Take off your warm-off shorts, rip off your tearaway shorts.
Done.
And we're good to go. So, for the month of April, I was like, hey, we're going to do narrative games. So, your Telltales, your Don't Nods, that kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
So, for first place, we have tied Life is Strange Season 1 and Batman the Enemy Within, which is the second season of the Batman game. But they're tied. So, what do? Do we do a random thing, or do you get to cast your last vote?
So
usually, this is
usually
the game that I chose.
Right. So usually the other person gets to choose like the official Respawning Fire account to vote, and I haven't done that yet on the poll.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be my vote on it. And God, Life is Strange is one of those that, like, it's a series that everyone loves that I really want to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Batman Telltale is something that I haven't played yet, but apparently is like a really fucking good Batman story with a cool Joker in it. We're gonna go Batman.
Batman? All right.
Batman Telltale.
Batman. Enemy Within, by the way. So that is technically season 2.
Okay. I'll play both just so that I have the context.
If you want to, go right ahead. But just so everyone
Perfect.
knows, Batman Enemy Within is the barf game for the month of April.
All right. Oh, and those are Telltale games too, which means they're easy plats. Woo! All right. So perfect. So barf for the month of April is Batman. You do not have to be a patron in order to play Batman. Anyone can play it. Is it on Game Pass? Do you know?
I don't know if that one is. I think all the Walking Deads are. I don't think that
Gotcha.
Batman is. But it's pretty cheap. You can get it anywhere.
Yeah, it's been out for a long time. You might have it through PlayStation Plus, or maybe it's only season 1 that's on PlayStation Plus. I don't know. Go find it, play it along with us, send us in your thoughts, or reach out to us if you want to be on the show and discuss it live with us at the end of April. I think that's it.
Yep.
So thank you everyone for listening. Go to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/abunchofrandomcharacters, because you guys don't love us enough yet, and subscribe to us. Give us a little subby there. We are at 59. We need 100 to get youtube.com/respawningfire. So go do that. Follow us on Twitter. Go watch episode 252 of RAF. I know it's weird that we released 3 episodes within 7 days of each other, but like some big shit happened.
A lot of big news came out of that one.
Big news that I feel like a lot of people overlooked.
Started smoking now. They're great. Blowing in people's faces. Wonderful.
So go listen to that. And that's it. Until next time, here's our usual sign off. Jiggy DBI.